Innervate double combo. What is this garbage? That's just not even fair. It is not even fair. Alright, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. No way does that count. So we try again. We'll try again. Freaking druids. Alright, mage. Do I want to keep commanding shot to go with the wild pyromancer? Probably not. I can keep Belcher though. I want to keep my value minions to be able to play those on curve. Help slow down the game. Since we already have the War Axe. If we didn't have the War Axe, definitely wouldn't keep it, but we have the War Axe, so I think it's fine. Not coin scientist. One time be sorcerer's apprentice. Alright, we can give him like wild pyromancer or something, I guess, when we play that. Might as well take care of this business. So he coins it out. He was kind of cautious when he coins it out. He full mulliganed his hand, so all these signals kind of point towards him not having other 2-drops, so he might be just ping passing. Touches 2 cards, then passes. Touches the other card. I think he just likes touching his cards. That's my read on that situation. I'm fine armor passing here. Giving him a Gnomish isn't the worst thing in the world, because it helps us be able to play our Belcher on 5. So if it is Mirror Entity, I guess we'll give him a Gnomish. Clockwork Gnome. Cards aren't even 3-drops. I might have touched him because it might be spells he could have played. Alright, well, we'll give him the Gnomish. I don't really want to swing at either of these things. Oh, it's not even Mirror Entity. So we have a counter spell up then. Okay. I could have swung at that to stop Blast Mage from going off. It might have been worth. We don't have another weapon in hand though. But the counter spell means we can't use Slam plus the weapon trade to kill a 4-drop anyway, so we can use Gnomish plus the weapon to kill a 4-drop though. Assuming it lives through the Blast Mage. He had a Sorcerer's Apprentice on turn 2. Oh. Decided to hold it back. Interesting. Oh, this works out for us. Lots of cards for him. So you think it's counterspell? We could swing and see if it's effigy first and see if that changes our mind on anything. I don't think it will, but... Alright, so it is counterspell. Since we're looking to just play an Emperor next turn. Cool. Alright, here comes the Flamewaker turn. Protected by counterspell too, which is super annoying. Maybe Belcher just lives. So I want to remove that. But at the same time, I don't care. Okay, good. Figured it out. So he's going to spend his turn removing my minions, and then we're going to make patrons on him. Hopefully. We can get Whirlwind counterspelled and then use Commanding Shout to make a whole bunch of minions, because we can use this, 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 this. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be beautiful.
Someday I'll be just like you.
What do you got, Coach? Alright, that is amazing. Alright, so let's do this, this, and then Whirlwind gets counterspelled, and then we can do this, and then Commanding Shout. The card draw with it. We got this combo winding up now. Hopefully he doesn't have Flame Strike, but if he does have Flame Strike, we have a backup plan, so that's always good. Sweet. Sweet patrony goodness. Alright, no Flame Strike. We did it. And he's got to kill this, otherwise we make more. Yeah. 3, 6, 9. Fair part down. Uh-oh. He's able to handily deal with most of them. Acolyte of Pain's not a bad pickup. Let's shield block and see what we can find before we decide to do anything. Ooh, we're definitely swinging this. Winding up the other combos. Getting the face damage in. So we have one whirlwind effect with the charge. And we can play this with it too. So we can add an extra damage that way. Uh-oh. If he's able to find removal for our patron, he might be able to stay in it. But we should be able to stall out the game long enough to find the other combos for this, hopefully. Alright, how much damage we got? We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage. So not quite enough damage, but we can do this. Is it worth it to play the other patron? I mean, he didn't have Flame Strike earlier, but he could have drawn into it, so that's some consideration. We don't run Battle Rage anyway, though, so it's not like holding back some mana for anything. So I think we just kind of do it. We don't do that, though. That would fill up our board too much. So we got another Whirlwind with the Frothing now. So if he ever develops a board, we can kind of crush him. Alright. We have a lot of damage. Our patron population is strong. Alright, let's do this.
My blade be thirsty. Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get in here!
Let's execute that.
Everyone, get in here! Get in here!
Well played.
Yeah, lethal by a lot. Beautiful. Alright, so that worked a little bit better. Are we lagging out? What's going on? Am I still connected to the internet? Internet? Hey, you guys still see me? Oh god. Oh jeez. Do you guys... Can you guys hear me? No. Internet, the lifeblood of me. Why you die? Dude, what are we gonna do without the internet? We'd have to like go outside or something. I'm a bat, man. The sun burns my skin and I get all sparkly. Are we back online? Play. Let's try restarting. Oh, man. Alright, NA servers are down. Let's try and go over to EU and continue Hearthstoning. See if EU is alive. We still have deck doctoring to do. We have more patients to attend to.
Busy night, but there's always room.
Alright, good. EU's still up, so I'm gonna say we doctored the patron deck. We finally got a win with it. It took us 3 tries to try and figure out what was going on with that deck, but we were able to finally figure out how that combo is supposed to work. It's not a fast combo, it's a slow combo, so we needed stall with it, and that ended up making it be a lot better. Alright, so we're on to Envy's deck. Envy629. Welcome to the doctor. You get a European doctor. I hope you're okay with that. So, welcome to the European doctor. Alright. Let's see. Zombie Chow. Frostbolt. I may not have all the cards on EU, so I might have to buy some packs at some point to try and, too many W's. To try and make sure I can finish everybody's decks, but I have most of the cards, so it should be alright. Doctor has most of the equipment required for your surgery. That's always a good thing to hear. You know, we're a little under budget here. I don't know if we got all the things needed to perform the surgery, but we'll try. That's when you turn and run. Alright. That barrier in there. Acolyte. Urban. Flame Wanker. More fire, more fire. Some sheeps. Oop. Good, I can type. Piloted Shredder. Tomb Spider. Whoa. Where's anti-Q bot? There it is. Azure. Alright, almost done building this Reno deck. Man, Reno decks have a lot of cards in them. Well, the same amount as everything else, but I mean, like, all the one-ofs is a lot of typing. Seems like more cards, you know what I mean? Alright. The true doctor himself. Alright, Envy. We got your deck here. We got... What do we have here? We have a bunch of doctors. Good cards on good curves. Except for 2, but... We got some cheap spells to go with Flame Wakers, so we can get tempo there. We have a Reno deck. We have pretty big high end. We got a Boom, tempo oriented high end with Spoom and Sylvanas. Non-tempo oriented high end with Justicar. But then we have Emperor's also pretty tempo oriented. We got just solid 5 drops that are hybrid, all tempo and value. We got Heals in our Reno deck. We got Water Elemental, which is a tempo card, Tomb Spider, which is a value card, and Shredder, which is a tempo card. Gnomish, which is a hybrid, it's like half tempo, half draw. It's pretty weak stats, but it's... you still get decent tempo from it. Polymorph and Fireball is removal options. Flame Waker is a tempo card. We got Earthen Ring, which is even stats for its cost, so pretty much a tempo card. Acolyte of Pain for more draw. Barrier, Forgotten Torch. So it looks like we have about... We're like a hybrid tempo/value Reno mage, so we're trying to keep decent tempo with tempo decks and then have a tempo-based finisher against control decks because we have more tempo than they do, and we keep up value with them decently well. Seems like it could work. Could work. The hybrid Reno Mage, man. The only questionable card is like Tomb Spider. We don't really have any beast synergy, but I guess we're playing it just for a 4-mana 3/3 that draws an extra card. Kind of like a third Gnomish Inventor. It's got a little better stats, but a little worse card quality out of the deal. We had a lot of draw in our Reno deck, which we kind of have to because we have these tempo-oriented cards. So if we have any chance against control decks, we're going to need this draw. So I could see it coming together. It could work. It could work. Why Ice Barrier over block? I think we have Ice Barrier because we don't really benefit from taking an extra turn. We don't have Antonitis or anything that's going to be giving us our Pyroblast for that like finisher after getting an extra turn. So it's more just for like extra health in general. Let's try it. Where's the AoE? We shouldn't need AoE because we're keeping up on tempo. So when you're keeping up on tempo with your opponent, you're trading everything on the board, they're trading everything on the board, and there's nothing left on the board. So AoE usually isn't the greatest when you have tempo decks. We have a Flame Strike as one AoE card, but we don't have any of the smaller AoE cards because we instead have things like Arcane Missiles and Flame Wakers. So I understand it.
You asked
Against
for it.
Warlock. Owl can usually do alright against Warlock. Our other 2-drops in the deck that are decent, we would have Jeweled Scarab, which is pretty bad on 2. We have Loot Hoarder, which is okay on 2. Mad Scientist, which would be great on 2. Those are the only other options. Then Frostbolt, which would be pretty good on 2. And then our 1-drop slots, we have Missiles, Images, Finley, Zombie Chow. So yeah, I think Owl's pretty good to keep dealing with like Haunted Creeper and that sort of stuff. I think we can hold on to Missiles because it's one of our anti-aggro cards, and the Warlock could be aggressive. He kept 2 cards, so he may have a terrifyingly strong start. There we go. So, looking to try and control the board early, not let it get out of control because our AoE option isn't until turn 7. He looks like he's Reno locked, but just kept 2 cards though, so not a big deal. I don't think we want to overreact and Frostbolt this. I think we can just ping it down. What hero power are you looking for with Finley? I think it depends on the matchup. But I think the mage hero power is pretty good most of the time. But getting extra cards and stuff might help sometimes. That's a good top deck. Something to play, contest this, allows me to set up to ping to remove it. Silence the zombie chow. Wait. Coin what? Is it Defender of Argus? Dragon Warlock. Uh-oh. Well, I think I want to silence this so that I can farm my Acolyte. And I want to get the Scientist in play for sure this turn. I'm going to silence this just to be able to farm this with my Acolyte and develop the Scientist. Ooh, silence. We have a Sylvanas in our hand, which can punish him for using the silence here. Get that card draw going. Maybe Flame Waker can work here to control the board. Yeah. At the very least, Flame Waker Frostbolt should stop the Drake and force him to have to use removal, which then can give us an opening to play Emperor. So we can do this. Cool. Do we want to cash this in so it dies to a ping? Probably not. He already used a Mortal Coil, so I think I can take the risk here. It dies to Hellfire anyway if he's going to try and like use a Hellfire clear.
Fired up.
It looks like it's going to stick. Flunk is just subscribed. Welcome to the Batcave team thing, man. I appreciate your support. How's it going, man? Alright. Now I guess we could just Arcane Intellect Missiles. No need to Emperor just yet. Secret doesn't really help us, so might as well missiles. We get 5 shots here and then a ping afterwards. If we need it. Don't need the ping, so let's develop the loot order and take this trade. We could take this trade, but it kind of walks into AoE, so I'm going to go the other way with it. We don't want to walk into Hellfire and all that sort of junk. Hellfire and Demon Wrath. So, the finishers in this deck is the sketchiest part. But hopefully we find some good value off Tomb Spider and such, or can just completely outvalue him with Ethereal Conjurer and Justicar. We have our Reno. Are there any 2-ofs in our deck? We don't have any 2-ofs at all, so Reno can be used at any time to restore our health back up. Damn, flunkies, you're looking fly with your bat emote? Looking good, man. Glad to see it. Alright. Do I want to just feed him an Emperor here? We don't have any other plays, really. I don't really want to Fireball Earthen Ring. It seems so weak. This isn't like a priority for me to remove. So I think just having an Emperor out there and letting him make this trade's fine. We get enough value out of it with now 6 cards in the hand. And if he removes it and goes face, we're not too worried about it. We got Reno to recover. We have a lot of health total. Oh, what is this? The Brand Peddler combo. Uh-oh. He could be killing us from 30 if he's able to get some Soul Fires there. Brand might be something we want to remove. Using a Fireball on Brand feels pretty crappy. I kind of want to just develop this and see what we can find. This contests the board with the body just fine.
You want it?
Maybe we can find a better way to deal with Brand or something. Not really. I don't want to polymorph it either. I think I want to take... We run a... What do we remove? We run a polymorph in the deck to deal with the Malagos anyway, so we can take just Arcane Intellect and try and outvalue him. So I think I'll do that and then just play Shredder and let him get double value off Healbot or whatever. It's not like we're rushing him down anyway, even if he has just Healbot without Brand, it stops us from being able to rush him down. We need board control, so I want to go for board control plays. And fireballing that isn't the greatest board control play in the world. Blackwing Corruptor got no value on the board against us when under Brand effect, and he's already used 2 anyway. So the only Brand thing he's really got is Healbot. That's annoying. And the other, whatchamacallit. Yeah, this is fine. Now we can get value off of our Fireball and then get value off of our board trades. Much cleaner, much cleaner. What else are we doing with our mana, though, before we commit to anything? We could play Sylvanas and maybe try and force him to Soulfire it or something to lose his burn potential so he can't OTK us. I kind of like that. Otherwise, we could Earthen Ring and something. Earthen Ring Arcane Intellect is another play. I just like getting the Sylvanas down, I think. Forcing him to have to use removal on it doesn't seem bad to me. Like, Malagos Warlock doesn't have the most convenient ways in the world to deal with Sylvanas, so it could cause for a little bit of a tricky board state for him. I'm hoping it does anyway. The third Mortal Coil. Hang on to AV.com. Use of BGH.
I've got the beast in my
Okay. Well, Firemancer could be useful. Got the value. Second Dark Peddler. He's got 2 Dark Peddler cards now. He's used 1 Soulfire this game. So his damage burst isn't the highest thing in the world. We could potentially hit lethal this turn. This Arcane Intellect lethal.
I wonder.
Alright, what are we doing though for real? I think he's used 3 Mortal Coils, so setting our things to 1 isn't the end of the world, so I kinda like getting the value out of the Arcane Intellect here. Seeing what we can find. Azure Drake's not bad. Azure Drake pink. Set him low.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. 16 life. Shadow Flame, and then the 4th coil? The 4th Mortal Coil! What are the chances? Alright, he's used 1 BGH so far, so I mean this could potentially get value. And I mean we can still develop with it, so that's not too bad. Develop that Rivener. He just used a Shadow Flame, so I feel pretty good about extending into a big board. Zombie Chow though? Yeah, sure. Getting Zombie Chow out there. Makes his mind control tech a little worse. Lowers the odds getting Dr. Boom. What's the win condition for this deck? Grinding them out. We don't have dupes to do it, but in a control matchup, it looks like we try and win with tempo, and we try and use Justicar to ping him for 2 and hunter him to death.
So many possibilities.
Win condition is very limited. We have too much draw to take it to the fatigue. We don't run duplicates, so we can't win the control game with a duplicate. So the control matchup's curious, but we should shit on aggro with this list. Like, holy god, do we crush aggro. Keeping up on tempo with just heals and extra draw is so good against aggro. What am I going to play? Duelist? I'm going to play Duelist after the stream. Actually, I'm not allowed to stream Duelist yet, because Archon's working on talking with them about potentially getting paid to do it, so I'm not supposed to do it for free. But I would really enjoy streaming it and having fun with the game. Alright. Let's discover King Crush. I don't want to give him bananas, so I guess I'll take Tall Strider. And then we'll just draw here. I want to find Polymorph. Got nothing. Pinging seems more relevant than Iceberg, so I'm gonna ping him. Alright. That's the second heal bot, so he has no more heals remaining in the deck. So we could try and kill him.
What to do?
So I'm about that. He hasn't even Emperored yet, so his Malagos damage is extremely limited. He's used 2 Soul Fires and no Dark Bombs, so his Malagos range is not that high. Let's see what we can find here. Aggressive. Damn. Alright, he's got 4 cards left. We can try and take him to Fatigue now instead. So if we're taking him to Fatigue, I guess we can Armor Up, or we can play Silverhand Recruits to Fatigue. He's used 1 Hellfire, 1 Shadow Flame. Probably has no more AoE in the deck. So I guess we'll Silverhand Recruit him to death. Because we know he doesn't have that much damage. So then I guess we make this trade. We can add a card to our deck with Forgotten Torch to be able to win in Fatigue a little bit cleaner. He's out of Mortal Coils. He's used 4, so we should be good on that front.
The light does not discriminate.
Okay. So he's got 8 more life. That shouldn't help him in Fatigue, though. We should crush him in Fatigue. He's 2 cards ahead of us already, and we're adding another card to our deck. Froze his Drake. That's pretty sweet. And we have Reno for Fatigue as well. Well, he does not. We gotta find our Polymorph, though. So 5 cards in, remaining in our deck. One of them's Polymorph. We gotta find it before he drops Malagos and just YOLO Mallies us. So I don't want a Forgotten Torch yet. But I do. I'm torn. Because it's so good for helping clean up board.
I wonder.
So this is frozen on the next turn, so I don't have to worry about killing that. We could make this trade and just ignore this. We could use Forgotten Torch to help us clean up the board. I want to try and Hero Power every turn, so it's Hero Power. Because we think he's out of AoE. At least I do. We can save Healbot, and then we can just Tall Strider, and I think we do just get this out of the way. And, kill this, and then kill the Drake. Just gonna try and kill every minion he plays. And I guess we might as well get to work and go into the face, because we eventually have to proc that. No reason to images, is just plain to AoE, so I think I'll hold back on that. Alright, gotta drop Poly now. Of course this happens. Of course I get burned by that. Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not even nearly enough because of Kazan Mystic. Alright, well still, he doesn't have that many spells to go with Malagos. So to play around spell power, crushing all of our minions with like a crazy Hellfire, we should trade here and save the Roaring Torch for removal. So let's do that. And then go face. Healbot for 6 isn't enough. I think we'll just make the taunts now though. He should only have 2 Dark Bombs and potentially a Hellfire. That's like his max reach, so I think we can just sit here and be okay. Taking him to fatigue. Why not kill the Mally? Could I have killed the Mally? I don't know. Because I want to line it up with Polymorph so that I have enough removal for every card in his deck. Gotta line up the right cards. Like, he can't kill me with Mally. He doesn't have enough damage. So, trying to line up the right answers to the right problems. So now he can... Oh, can he kill me with it? No. Yeah, he can. Alright, I should have killed the Mally. For some reason I thought he couldn't kill me with it. Oh, good. He can't kill me with it. See? Told you. Genius. Baited. Alright, let's do this first. Is Effigy's the highest value card out of these? Alright. And let's heal up to 30. And do we want to kill the Mally now? Probably. Got him! Reno Mage, OP. So instead of board clears in this deck, we have tempo-based cards, and we try and keep on tempo with our opponent, and then outvalue him at the end of the day while keeping on par with tempo with him, which is gonna work against a lot of decks. It could struggle a lot against Control Warrior though, and some of the more like super control decks that can beat us in fatigue. But Malilok can't beat us in fatigue, and it works really well against that. So pretty cool. So instead of like super slow finishers, we just have on tempo finishers. So it's like just playing it's just playing a Reno doc with just good cards, I guess, would be a simple way to kind of explain it. Good tempo cards in a Reno deck, and then a lot of draw. I like it. What would we add though? If we were gonna change something, I like the Forgotten Torch for helping us win the Fatigue War. That's kind of cute. We are allowed to have some 2-ofs in here, so I think we should put some 2-ofs in. Because we're playing a Reno deck, but you're always allowed to have at least 2 2-ofs in a Reno deck and still be really fine. So if I was going to put in another 2-of, since we have Flame Wakers, I'm thinking of a 2-of Frostbolt, just because Frostbolt's a good card, and having 2 of that's amazing. I'm also thinking of 2-of Piloted Shredder of this Tomb Spider, because Tomb Spider's sketchy as hell. So I want to see Tomb Spider eye here. I want to see the second Piloted Shredder in. I think a 2-of is totally fine in a Reno deck. So you need to have a Piloted Shredder drawn before you can play Reno, and the odds are pretty good of making that happen. And then I want to see a second Frostbolt to help out against aggro a little bit, and just burning people is always good. Frostbolt's just a great card. And if I was going to put in a second Frostbolt, we can't touch the high end really, because we barely have a high end, so it's really sketchy that we're even able to beat control decks. Also, this secret, this Ice Barrier. What could we play instead of Ice Barrier? There has to be a better spell. Like, Ice Barrier helps against aggro, sure, but like, I don't know. Like, something to keep tempo up a little better might be a lot stronger. I could see a counterspell being insane. Counterspell is going to help out against control and against aggro a lot of times. His aggro, it can hit their things like their burn spells, can hit Animal Companion. Muster for battle's a big one they can hit. And then against control decks, they don't usually have that many spells. So it usually hits a big one. Not too many control decks have that many cheap spells that are just throwaway, because they usually value every card slot pretty highly. So I kind of like Counterspell. A Duplicate was another one I was thinking, but I think Counterspell fits the theme more of being good against both forms, because we're just trying to have like tempo cards that are good against aggro and control, and we're like a mid-rangey Reno deck. So I think Counterspell fits that theme a little bit better than Duplicate would. Vaporize? No way. No Vaporize. Y'all crazy. I want to see another Frostbolt, but I don't know how to make that happen yet. What about Ice Block? Ice Block doesn't interact with the board at all. And because every other card in our deck basically is interacting with the board a lot, because we have so many tempo cards in our deck, so many cards that are just stat for stat good. And when you have stat for stat good cards, you usually want a secret that interacts with the board, and Counterspell does that a lot better than Ice Block does. Echo doesn't interact with the board at all. Echo is a purely value card. And with this many just stat for stat high minions, I don't think we want to have purely value cards in our deck. But Frostbolt. Frostbolt interacts with the board. It's just what to cut. Jeweled Scarab, I want to see gone. I don't know. Jeweled Scarab's too slow in my opinion. Especially when we have so many tempo-oriented cards. I think on turn 2 you're never going to want to be playing Jeweled Scarab, so I don't really like having it in the deck, because it's like going to be way later on in the game. Its only good matchup would be like against Control Warrior, I guess. So, just 1/1 stats isn't the theme of the deck, I don't think. Just, yeah. When you're running Boom as a finisher, and you're running mid-rangey cards to complement Boom as a finisher, I don't think you want Jeweled Scarab in the deck. So this is what I would do with it. Alright, let's run it back and see what happens with it. Ditch Finley for Flank. I like that idea too. I think Finley's kind of out of place in the deck. The Mage Hero Power is good. Why change it up? So I want to see a Flame Cannon. Like sometimes the Hunter Hero Power could be better, but Mage Hero Power is pretty solid. So yeah, Finley for Flame Cannon makes sense to me, man. Flame Cannon's a great tempo card. We have more tempo cards in here now. More tempo cards, less value cards, and less Finley. But Finley's so fun! But at the same time, I don't think it's good in the deck.
Jaina versus
Move
Valyra.
Earthen. I think Earthen fits the theme pretty well. Help you against face decks too.
You asked for
It's a
it.
3-mana 3/3. Never go wrong with a 3-mana 3/3. This is the curve, man. This is the curve. That's the curve. We got 2 into 4 into 4, and then sometimes make Flamewaker things happen. Take out Mad Scientist and you're losing Counterspell? Why? If it pulls the Counterspell, it's legit as fuck. Alright, I don't think it's worth coining out, though. Counterspell against Rogue can be pretty cool, though. Uh-oh. Does he have the Raptor? Because that could be a problem.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Do I have to win with the deck to have a Doctor? Nah, I don't have to. I like winning, though. So I try and make good decks, so I win.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Alright, he plays around Mirror Entity. So we got value right there by forcing him to play around Mirror Entity. Now he wasted his Abusive Sergeant. I guess we want... I don't know which 4-drop we want. He just used an Eviscerate, so I guess we want Water Elemental? Water Elemental is pretty sick against Rogue. If he's forced to dagger up this turn, then we could definitely slow him down a lot by just hitting him in the face. Alright, next turn I have 3-drop pings, so I probably don't want to value trade into this abusive sergeant, and instead should probably just free space. I don't want to hit the shredder because then that allows it to attack with the 2-drop, and I want to make him make the trade so he can't get the attack in with the 2-drop. Look at all the freeze. Why would it... Alright, he's just getting the counterspell gone. Alright, now he's forced to dagger up and he's getting freezed. Well, we could try and clean up the board with Flamewaker here. Lower Raptor's value by hitting here first. Sure. I want to freeze his face, but at the same time I kind of want to hit this to increase our odds of pinging the correct things. So I will do that. Not really too afraid of him having weapons. Face Waker. Oh, Face Waker. Does he have a second Eviscerate from my Flamewaker?
I have no time
No,
for games.
but he has a Sylvanas, it's a little annoying. We can't really develop anything smoothly if we ping, so I think we want to try not pinging. So let's draw, I guess. I want to be able to Flamewaker this down, trade both in, and play Acolyte of Pain, I think.
To do.
Such a huge tempo loss. We don't really have an answer to Sylvanas in the deck at all. So that might be something we can think about including, some sort of silence or something. And this Flamewaker. Well, we gotta just kill it. We can't let it live because then he can use it and he can Raptor it, and that's just too much chaos. So, unfortunately, we lose out on developing an Acolyte of Pain, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it's a little annoying for sure. I do have an owl. Oh, good. There's a Poly and an owl. We have plenty of answers to Sylvanas, we just didn't draw them.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Boom against Rogue on this clean of a board is so dirty. So dirty. Oh, we do have an owl, see? Plenty of answers to Sylvanas, just didn't draw them. So, yeah. Good deck building. Good deck building. We cut the Tomb Spider, man. The Tomb Spider could have gotten Owl every time. Why did we cut Tomb Spider? Alright. How you dealing with this boom, bro?
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Double abusive? Abusive
I've got
backstab?
the beast in
Oh,
my
just
sack.
got big game on her. Has kind of troll. And the race is on. Alright, let's see if we can line up a flame cannon to help us clear here. Nope. Alright, we can kill something with the flame cannon. We're definitely flame cannoning, right? That's that one. Well, Ezredrake doesn't die on board, so I could play Ezredrake. I could just kill it and then develop Earthenite. I think I want to just kill it. I feel like every minion sounds really good about now. Ezredrake's too susceptible to, like, just dying anyway. He's got 3 cards left. I can definitely outvalue this guy. So that hit the field. We don't have a BGH in the deck. That could be something we could consider adding. Alright, we have a Polymorph and a Fireball we could hit off this. We got 2 draws off this for the answer. Didn't hit the answer. Now we have to ping after the fact on the bomb, and it's gonna die every time, right? We could silence the bomb since we've already dealt with Sylvanas. Get more targets out there for it to hit. I don't think stopping 1 damage from the bomb is really too relevant, so I think I'm just gonna go phase. Try and set up our own lethals, right? Might as well. Here comes the Boombot trades. Oh, that is a dirty fan. Oh man. Where's our poly and our fireball? Alright. At least the Drake lived. Ooh, that's awesome for us. We can ping it over 2 turns now with just a, we can ping it with just a car now. Beautiful. Don't have an earthen ring. Alright, good. It's just a raptor. It's just a crazy, unbelievably strong board. We have a flame strike that can answer this problem.
Choose soon.
Sylvanas is pretty cute. I think we kill the boom first and then maybe Sylvanas next turn. Because if we don't kill the boom, we are just gonna die. So hopefully the Justicar slows him down enough that we can then Sylvanas. Because he loses some amount of damage at least, and hopefully the hero power can then ping off whatever comes out of the Raptor Shredder. Damn, we can't kill it. We could kill that. Wait. Alright. Hopefully it doesn't buff the egg. So that'd be an unfortunate sequence of RNG. Good. Alright. I think I want to get Sylvanas down. I don't think we're gonna die, so...
I have no time for games.
Let's do this. Kill this guy. Kill that guy. If we find Fireball, we still set up lethal. And we should be able to steal something, hopefully. Okay. We can still take something. And we have heal out of range. So our death rattle happens first, so we want to ping this first trade in and immediately get the Shredder or the 4-4. Alternatively, we can just guarantee the take on the Shredder by using Polymorph here. We stay at 8, but there's no one card that does 8 damage. So we can go here and then ping there.
Let none
Take
survive.
the Shredder. Cool. So there's no one card that does 8 damage, so we should be alive. What kills us? Like, sprint into South Sea Deckhand double cold blood. Every time. Sprint into something crazy. Looks like we're alive. Ever heard about Rag? Yeah, Rag hits our piloted Shredder every time though. That's a calculated risk. Alright, let's draw. 10, 11. 1 damage off lethal. So we hold on to it. Kill him with the next turn. Burgle Portal King Crush. Oh baby. Alright, we got Reno so we can heal to 30. Beautiful.
I did.
Placement error. Alright. Call that DeckDoctor. That's pretty good. I'm liking these Reno Mage decks. We've had a lot of Reno Mages sent in, and all the tempo-based Reno Mages have won like every time. So all the tempo-based Reno Mage decks have just been good. I don't know, man. Tempo Mage Reno decks win way more than the control Reno decks, so really happy with it. Good job, Envy. Anyway, I gotta use the bathroom and stuff, so I'll be right back in like a couple minutes, and then we'll get back to Doctoring. We still have how many decks in the queue? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 decks left in the queue. So we got a little bit more ways to go before we're done Doctoring. So Firebat, you're up next. I'll be right back though. Alright. Let's do it. Let's get to Doctoring. Alright. Next deck we have Firebat. Firebat with the Maligod Priest. Let's do it. Double Holy Smite. Power Word Shield. Northshire Clerics. A double Mind Blast. A lot of damage. A lot of damage. Shadow Word Pain. Shadow Word Deaths. Shadow Madness. Alright. Light Bomb Cabal. Mally, Emperor, Sludge, Drake, Holinova, Gnomish Deathlord, Acolyte. Loot Hoarder. Blood Mage. And what else? It's a 2 of. I don't have the Zombie Chows in there. Zombie Chows. Alright, so looking at the deck right away, we have the Zombie Chows in here, which heals them back up, which can be kind of awkward. So I guess we can only play them on like turn 1, otherwise we can't really play them because our damage is actually limited. We have a lot of anti-aggro measures with Deathlord and things like this. We don't have Wild Pyromancers or any way to really buff our Acolyte of Pain besides Power Word Shield. So we have a few less synergies there. But we have a lot of mid-rangey minions. compared to normal, like, combo priests. So maybe that'll help carry us, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, Swagbat. Let's see if we can freeze priest some fools. Wow. Alright.
Anduin versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Where's Alkanai? Alkanai is usually not in freeze priest because there's too many combos, but there's usually a bit more draw. Alright. Cabal is a little bit too slow. Zombie Child is pretty much what we need. Loot Hoarder early game cycle is good. Power Shield is mediocre at best. I think we want to find our 3-drops more than we want to keep the Power Shield. We want to find removal too. So we're looking for things like Shadow Word Pain, Death Lords, Acolyte of Pain, Gnomish Inventors. So I'm gonna mulligan like this. There we go, we got Acolyte of Pain. So for our combo to work, we need to hit everything, or we need to hold the coin, and then we can miss a Holy Smite, or we can miss a piece then. So we do need to have a conscious thought into what we're doing with our Malagos and with the coin potentially, because the coin allows us. If we use the coin, then we have to hit all 5 cards to be able to hit the maximum burst. Sorcerer's Apprentice is protected. Alright, well, we have 2 combo pieces already.
Mind if I roll knee?
So we have 10 damage. So we're trying to hit it to be 27 is with 4 combo pieces, and then 34 is with all 4 combo pieces. So depending on how many zombie chows we play and how much healing they get off of them, depends on if we need 4 or 5 combo pieces. How much chip damage we can really do throughout the game. And the Light Bomb's a good card for clearing the board. It's basically just following the curve there. And Death Lords is the card we're looking for, so that's awesome.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Alright. Interesting, he didn't just ping there. Okay. Holy Smite we could use here, potentially, just because of the board control advantage, since he's out of cards. Or we could try and save it for the combo. We have Light Bomb in our hand, so we can afford to play Death Lord if we want to. I think we just leave these. Light Bomb will clean them up eventually, so I'll just play Death Lord to try and contest them. If he's got Fireball, he still needs to trade something in. That dies in Light Bomb, so we're happy about that. We can be greedy and save the coin, I think, and just play Belcher. Greed to the maximum. And then next turn we can set up to be the Light Bomb. Hopefully he plays things that die in Light Bomb. Dies in Light Bomb, good to go. And now he probably holds back the trades because they're pretty inefficient for him. Nope, he is very ambitious with these trades here. Plays around Light Bomb nicely though. So well played on him. So, not really the greatest board for us to Light Bomb. So I think we'll be a little greedier and hold on to it another turn. Probably develop these minions. He's only got 1 card, so I'm not too afraid of him. Make this trade so it can help set up my Light Bomb. Hopefully Acolyte sticks so we get extra card draw off of it with the Light Bomb too. Could be pretty nice.